Good morning and welcome to episode 1407 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, February 27th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Everything you need to know in 40 minutes or less. But if you need more, go to patreon.com/hardfactor for a weekly bonus podcast. Today, we've got some Hooters to discuss and some legal cases featuring criminally horny people, many of them, and much more. So, welcome, fellas.
You said it. You said it, mister.
That's correct, Will. That is correct, Will.
Across the board, lots of horny people in court.
People be down to do some illegal shit when their boners are raging.
Or thinking with a little head.
Or their clitori in the case of the last story today. So,
well, boner can be applied to both a dong and a clitoris.
Right. A throbbing clitori is just a female boner.
Yep. It's engorged with blood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Does a boner by any other name not smell as sweet, you know?
Yeah. A clitoris is a female boner. That's
No, but I mean, is when the clitoris gets hard, you call it a boner, or is there another term?
That's what I call it.
You call it a boner too. You got a boner, babe. Let's go.
You want me to suck your boner, Sidor?
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, did your clitoris get super hard when you got the championship belt from the Hard Factor fantasy football season that I just shipped you?
Yeah, so fantasy football, why are they talking about it? Because who cares? But it's because of this belt I'm about to show you. So I got this belt shipped to me thanks to Dave Storms in Germany. He did these fantasy football leagues. And it's so heavy that when I let the box fall by accident, it tore down my room. That's why we're late. It knocked over every light in my room and the camera because this is about a 15-pound championship belt.
Show it off.
Macho Man, cream of the crop, Hard Factor. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the logo. There's engravings with my name on it. This thing is fucking sweet.
Very nice.
That's a belt that stays in the league, right?
That's right. If you want to win it from Mark, you can join at patreon.com/hardfactor. Dave Storms, he is the fantasy commissioner of all time, sets up all our leagues, made that belt.
What a sick gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
As commish to do.
That's an expensive looking belt.
It feels like a couple $100. Tell you that much.
as part of because he lives in Germany, so as part of the U.S. Side of this operation, I got to see some of the expenses, and it's not cheap.
It's sweet though.
It's very sweet.
I'm gonna hang it up prominently somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, congrats, Mark.
Sweet belt.
You earned it. You won the title.
Sweet belt.
Yeah. Don't need to win ever again. Having a year with that belt will be enough to tide me over for quite some time.
Your name's on it forever. Yeah.
Have you worn it? Oh, you just got it, so you haven't worn it naked yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks for the winner though, because the winner then has to pay that insane shipping that next year.
Dave is a stand-up commissioner. He covers the shipping.
Well, yeah.
And also,
we have to hope Dave doesn't win because shipping it back to Germany would be quite.
Despite the belts weighing 20 pounds each, they also fit in the flat rate large shipment boxes from USPS. So that's a real game changer for cheap.
Sick, bro.
Yeah.
Friggin' sick.
Yeah. You guys want to do the news?
I want to hear about what the news is happening on.
You want to look at that belt again, or you want to do the news? Let's do the news.
That would be for later.
We'll
do that later.
Yeah. First up, Hooters. Let's talk about it. Sorry, this shirt is the absolute worst to spill water on.
Is that a stain or is that water? Okay,
I just spilled water on myself.
Okay. It kind of stained in the is it Quicksilver or O'Neill logo?
It's like a state. It's like Indiana or something.
Yeah, a little.
Looks like a snail. Well, let's keep an eye on it and see how long it lasts.
I was thinking. I think it'll be dry by the end of the end of the
okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep rubbing it incessantly.
That's the show within the show tonight.
Yeah.
Watch my stain dry. Very sad news for the people of West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia specifically. They live in Charleston. It's like that's just part of the bad news. Kidding. West Virginia is full of it's a beautiful state full of people.
Right? Is that ton or town? Because I think there's two different, right? There's Charlestown and there's Charleston.
It's Charleston is I think the capital. And
Charlestown
Charlestown is where I go lose money in gambling and betting on horses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes go to
Which is it?
It's Charleston. So if you
Where
go
the
through
capital is?
Charleston, you see the state capitol. It's like a big golden like dome, I believe. That's
Mhm.
Charleston. Yes.
Hmm.
Real sad news is that the last remaining Hooters in the state of West Virginia is officially being demolished today in order to put up a fucking Sheets. Nothing against Sheets, great gas station made to order food, but unless the clerk has a rack, you aren't going to find the kind of talent in Sheets that you might at a West Virginia Hooters, and locals are extremely upset about it.
Wes, no Hooters in the entire state of West Virginia after this?
No fucking Hooters in the isn't that insane?
Where
You
Wow.
think
Not
that
that
there'd be the
crazy,
most Hooters of any state in West Virginia?
No, West Virginia
Per
is a
capita.
Delaware, is a Rhode Island. It's one of those states that can have one of one thing, and that's normal because it's such a weird, small state.
Yeah.
Where was
Well,
it
yeah.
they got rid of the McDonald's? Russia, because of the protest of the war. Remember the Russian guy that was like chaining himself to the last McDonald's? Where's the guys chaining themselves to the last Hooters? So it
Right. The
doesn't get
construction
demolished?
workers. Yeah.
Right. So, as you'll see in the news clip I'm going to show you, it shut down during the pandemic, as a lot of businesses did, never recovered. Here's a picture of it, just kind of dilapidated. Oh, that's the judge, my bad. So, it's actually a really small Hooters too. So, very intimate experience.
It looks
you
like
could have.
a hoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Like
get
a
to know the
mini
staff. Yeah,
You get to know the
Yeah.
girls. You get to know, they know your name. They know
it's like
all-
home.
your rap
Hooters
sheet.
Juniors, it looks like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Carl Jr. little one.
Yeah.
as
Built in
Hooters College Edition.
1979. Yeah. And then
Oh, yeah.
never updated. Yeah.
it was the
You gotta
locals called
stand
it.
up to eat. Yeah,
It's an icon. It's an iconic landmark. Whenever you're trying to get around Charleston, you say, where in relation to the Hooters are you talking about? It's like take a left at the Hooters, 5 miles past the Hooters. It was one of those kind of landmarks. And from the article of The Independent, this woman, Michelle Del Rey, she said it best. It was a place where people could join together after children's sports games and watch Ultimate Fighting Championship matches on the weekends, which is,
Yes.
classic. So
what are they
when it
going
was
to do
announced,
now? Just commit crimes?
there's
Like, what
nothing
do
to do now. No,
lose their
Charleston's done.
minds?
Charleston is done.
What about the
Done.
gals too? You got to think about the gals. Not a lot of people think about the gals.
Right. Yeah. Well, they've moved on or I don't know what they're doing. So anyway, when it was announced, people, instead of chaining themselves to the Hooters, which would have been a much better idea, Mark, they decided to hold a candlelit vigil. And they had that this past
Ooh.
Friday. And here's the local news clip.
Well, a candlelight vigil celebrates the life and legacy of someone, and sometimes it's something else.
Yeah, vigil for the former Hooters building in Kanawha City started as a joke. But get this, it gained international attention. And tonight, Daniel Burbank joins us live in the studio and tells us the turnout was larger than expected. Right, Daniel?
Oh, absolutely, Dave and Gina. Hundreds of people came out to the Last Hooters restaurant in Kanawha City before it's torn down on Monday.
Get a piece of it.
They're calling it the end of an era. Hundreds gathering at the old Hooters for a candlelight vigil.
It's a lot of memories going down with that building.
But through the tears, former Hooters employees coming together for one last reunion.
I started out as just, coming in to get a job, and it became so much more because I met so many lifelong friends and my coworkers.
I want to thank each and every one of you.
West Virginia's Last Hooters in Kanawha City never reopened after March 2020.
For all the naysayers, the doubters, the down talkers and whatnot. This building right here was a legitimate, iconic figure to the Kanawha Valley.
The vigil began as a joke between friends, gaining traction on social media and the attention of international news outlets.
Long live Hooters.
The building will be torn down Monday and replaced with a popular gas station chain. Crowds celebrating decades of memories.
Yeah.
Co-organizer Leo Browning says Hooters corporate found out about the vigil and overnighted them a box of calendars to give to people.
Oh, great.
That's all.
How about they open a new Hooters after seeing this?
Right. How about they put $1 million and
Right.
and open an awesome Hooters for the people?
How many Hooters are there right now?
There's a ton. They're international. I looked it up. There's thousands. They're all over the world, but none in West Virginia anymore, which is absolutely
Dude,
crazy. to
So
me.
They
sad.
need to shell out some dough and open one. It'll be huge in West
Yeah.
Virginia.
The one place that really needs a Hooters is West Virginia. If you've
I mean,
never been, you know.
Other Hooters made it through the pandemic.
Yes,
right,
but not
Well,
in Charleston, because Charleston, as the article points out, was voted it said it was the fastest shrinking small city in the U.S. in
That's why they
2020.
need the Hooters.
There's only one way to get it big again, Will.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know. They need it.
Boners.
Anyway,
Jack
the-
some Hooters in there.
in addition to coming out for some wings and some calendars, locals also shared their favorite memories of the Hooters. One man said, "Boy, do I have some stories about that place from back in the late 90s. I once saw a dude snort a line of black pepper on a dare at this Hooters, RIP." And then another man says,
Yep.
"I used to come in here and drink 6 or 7 beers after work before going home to my wife, who ain't here because she ain't no fun. Nothing better after a long day than having a big-titted girl sit down next to you and ask you what you want to eat and drink. There is no God as far as I'm concerned." And then
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. And then one last man says, "I used to come up here and try to fuck waitresses on the first of every month. You see, that's when they were the most broke and desperate, down on their luck, you know. You would be shocked to know how many Hooters waitresses I fucked. And I'm ugly. I love this place to death, man." So, you know, it's tough. It's tough.
Huge
Still
crushing
there.
blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stain is still there. Unlike the Hooters in West Virginia, the stain is still there.
Got more staying power.
Yeah,
I love the gone but not forgotten
sweating?
signs. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
real sad.
The I mean, if I'm Hooters, this is like you can't buy this type of publicity, right? Like you
Right.
absolutely cannot. So do something with it other than sending some fucking calendars. You horny bastards.
Yeah, huge missed opportunity sending just calendars. That was such a slap in the face. Like they don't even care about it. Again, like maybe you don't build it today, but build some more momentum and talk about like some sort of promotion that if there's enough people that sign something or whatever, we'll build West Virginia Hooters.
Well, I'm adding it to our good causes lists, along
Okay.
with Big Naturals Day, Wes's Shack,
Yep.
Hand jobs to prevent incel shootings, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
put it on the
Hooters
list.
back to West Virginia.
real sad. Guys, this podcast is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online, whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand. Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time. All in one place, all on your terms, in no time. So they got great products like the Fluid Engine. It's a next generation website design system from Squarespace. Never been easier for anyone, literally anyone, to unlock unbreakable creativity. Start with the best in class website template, customize every design detail with reimagined drag and drop technology for desktop or mobile, so your website will look the same and you can see how it's going to look. Sketch your imagination online with Fluid Engine, built in and ready to go on any new Squarespace site. Also, you can sell your merch, easily sell custom merch, and create a passive income stream that engages your audience and scales your brand. Design your products and production, inventory, and shipping are handled for you, saving you time and money. And of course, they have the store where you can sell your merch. So sell your products on their store, whether you sell physical, digital, or service products. Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. So head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to https://www.squarespace.com/hardfactor to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, and get your business going. It's
Hell yeah. Stain's
easy.
gone. It's a 15-minute stain.
that's pretty good.
Not bad.
Just water.
Someone in the comments said, check out Ojos Locos.
Yeah, they have one
We've
of those. in
checked it
Austin.
out.
Oh
in
yeah,
Dallas, Texas. That
I
was
used
put
to
on business.
go there for lunch by myself.
Right. We've
Bikinis.
covered all these before. There's one that did like lingerie night, but when someone
Twin
tells me to
Peaks.
check out Ojos Locos, I do. And here's some images from the girls from Ojos Locos.
Mhm.
Of course. Of course.
What's the
Um,
tilted
okay.
kilt? Is that another one? The tilted kilt. or
Tilted
something?
kilt.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah.
and what's the dude one, Will? That we drew out of a hat one time to like cover all these. I thought Will maybe drew the dude one. It was like it was right outside of Cowboy Stadium. It was like Banana
Crotch.
Dan's or something.
Can't recall the name.
I'll
of
look
the
it
Big
up.
venue.
Dan's.
Sounds great.
Big Dan's.
Um,
Hey Dan, nice to meet you.
Yeah, no, call me Big Dan, as you see. Well, guys, it turns out the Honorable Judge Robert Adrian, turns out he is not that honorable. Maybe that was more of an ironic name when they said that, when they said all rise for the Honorable Robert Adrian, or maybe just inaccurate. And that's because the Illinois judge has become only the 4th judge to be removed by the 7-member Illinois Court Commission in the past 20 plus years, and he deserved it. They threw him right out. So Judge Adrian was expelled after receiving backlash for reversing the ruling in a sexual assault case where 18-year-old creep Drew Clinton was convicted of raping 16-year-old Cameron Vaughn at a 2021 graduation party.
Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that guy British? He looks so British to me.
You notice how he has, look at his lips. It looks like he has permanent lipstick on.
Yeah.
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 He's
I mean,
rich.
That's you can tell he's rich, and he's wearing
He's
American
rich.
football clothes. So he's American, but wow.
It may have played a part in this. Follow the money, but yeah. So here's a quote from Cameron Vaughn. I woke up at my friend's place with a pillow over my face so I couldn't be heard, and Drew Clinton was inside of me. That's what she said at the trial.
God.
I asked him to stop multiple times and he wouldn't. I finally got off the couch and pushed him off me, and he jumped up and just started playing video games as if nothing had happened.
Couldn't hear it through the pillow.
Yeah, maybe. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, you probably shouldn't, have sex with someone that's passed out, though, even if it's
that's a date. That's date rape right there, buddy. That's what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, and like we said, he has weird lips. Anyways, he was convicted of a charge that required a mandatory 4-year minimum prison sentence. So the judge, the honorable judge, they go to trial. He hears everything and he convicts him. He says, "Hey, man, you're guilty." And now this sexual assault charge required 4 years minimum mandatory in prison, which makes sense to me for that crime. And, you should definitely do some time for that.
That's
right. You should
Right.
You should do some time for that. But I guess the honorable judge saw something in the boy. Maybe he reminded him of himself when he was 18, which is why he said that he thought the 5 months that Clinton had spent in county jail while awaiting his court dates was punishment enough. No more for the dear boy.
For a full rape.
Yeah.
He got time served for a rape.
Right. Whoa. That's what the judge said. He said, this is punishment enough. No more for the dear boy.
Jesus.
One problem. Again, there's this pesky 4-year minimum for rape in Illinois. Damn it.
How do we get around that?
So the judge, he's like, what am I to do? He's got this sweet boy he needs to save. So he decided to circumvent the law and reverse his decision, saying Clinton was all of a sudden not guilty when it came to sentencing.
I see. So, okay. He showed his hand, right? Then his hand got slapped, and then he ended around.
Did a jury find him guilty? Because if so, how can the fucking judge just overturn what the jury
decided?
Bench
trial, baby. Bench trial.
Eric, look into that, but I believe the judge himself found him guilty. But then when he was doing the sentencing, someone's like, okay, you got to do at least 4 years. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, huh?
I thought
I like this kid. I like this kid. And he probably his parents paid me money or something, potentially, allegedly, who knows? So the boy, he just graduated from high school. He was horny. What was he supposed to do? Not rape the 16-year-old sophomore passed out nearby? That's what the judge was thinking.
There was a pillow there. There was a girl there. What was he going to do?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
The game was loading. He had a break in the game. So the judge said, you know what? He was convicted by me, but I didn't want him to go to jail, not prison. So I have done some thinking, and I decided that the prosecution failed to prove their case, even though they proved their case. And I said they proved their case. Now I'm saying they didn't during sentencing. He's innocent.
Wow.
Jeez.
Victim pretty upset, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Oh, she's furious. He also told the court during his reversal, quote, "This is what happens whenever parents allow teenagers to drink alcohol, to swim in pools with their undergarments on." So it sounded like he wanted a piece of the 16-year-old as well.
Oh, yeah.
He blamed it on what she was wearing in the scenario, but not his raping her.
Right.
Not Drew Clinton, not rich Drew Clinton.
She was asking for it, according to him.
Right. That's what
a
the judge
lacrosse
said.
picture, right? That's a lacrosse photo that you're putting.
No, it's football, but he's definitely too skinny to be good.
But he plays lacrosse, right? We agree on that.
In the off season, yeah.
Of course. Yeah, he plays hockey, lacrosse, golf. He plays all the tennis, all those sports. The commission voted to immediately remove Judge Adrian after reviewing this case once it got attention online when the victim came forward with her story saying, Judge Adrian, quote, engaged in multiple instances of misconduct and abused his position of power to indulge in his own sense of justice while circumventing the law. The commission also found that he improperly removed a prosecutor from his courtroom during the trial who liked a social media post that was critical of Adrian in a form of retaliation. So he's kicking out guys that like are talking shit about him online. He's
Like he's the kid's protector. He's like his guardian angel, this judge.
Is it his uncle? I mean, you got to check bloodlines here, right? At this point, with this behavior, you got to double check, right?
I think he got paid personally, but I don't know if I can say that. Fuck that judge, though. He's not a judge anymore. Quote, such intentional, dishonest, and extensive misconduct demonstrates Adrian's utter disregard for the truth, the judiciary, and our justice system. That's what the commission wrote. They're like, get him the fuck out of here. Former Judge Adrian is not taking the ruling well, saying that a great miscarriage of justice was done and that he should not have been removed, as he has always told the truth about his stance on the trial. That stance being underage girls should simply being near horny 18-year-olds boys are asking for it. That's his stance.
Let me ask a question of the defense. Did she go into a pool with her underwear on?
Yeah.
Okay.
And can I see the pictures one more time, please?
What is a boy to
At any
do?
point in the night.
The worst part is that he agreed with the guilty
What
ruling the
is a
first
boy
time
to
around,
do?
didn't have the balls to say what he really felt in public, and then reversed it later. I mean, it's just slimy.
Yeah, he knew the kid was guilty, but he didn't want him to go to jail. So then he's like, fine, he's innocent. But obviously, everyone called bullshit on that. He's no longer a judge. They're trying. Drew Clinton and his family are trying to get his record expunged. So I guess he's still technically guilty, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to serve jail. It was unclear.
Yeah, is there going to be a new trial now?
No, fifth, the whatever amendment, he can't be tried again.
Second, you're
fifth or something. I don't know, but he can't be tried again. But it's unclear. It's going to be on his record that he's a sex offender, but I don't think he's going to go to prison.
Damn.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Double jeopardy is what I was thinking of, not Second Amendment.
Right, double jeopardy. Yes, that's a two. That's also a two. Double.
Right.
Yeah.
It comes in
Right.
twos. Yeah.
Right.
Twofer.
Yeah.
All right, boys. This next story, I want to preface this by saying this might be a total plant of a story. It very well might be. You'll find out why in a second. But if it turns out that this is a total hoax of a story and a media stunt, then just know I thought that it may have been before we started this. So let that be on the record. But if it's not, it's fucking awesome. So let's get right into it.
Okay.
Have you ever been in a situation where you're in your group chat, okay, and you're telling your buds, hey, I'm no longer involved in that band or that project that I was in, okay? So let the good times roll, right? Have you guys ever done that? Chatted with some buds, let some guys know, hey, remember that time that thing was taking up all my time? No more. It's our time now, dudes in the group chat. We can all party.
Like a relationship?
Yeah.
When you break up with someone.
Well, so I'm talking about specifically guys in a band, but yeah, it could be a relationship, could be anything. Right?
Video games.
Never been in a band, so
very familiar with this, with like video gaming with people. You're trying to link up, play some Destiny, Halo, Call of Duty, whatever. Yeah, life gets in the way. You can't always get with the group to light up, fictitious characters, and so you gotta let them know what's up.
There you go.
Hey, I can't play tonight.
Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on with Diego. Okay, he was the lead singer, vocalist of a band called Lorona, hardcore band out of Nashville, Tennessee. If you don't know hardcore music, it's like punk meets metal. Okay, with a lot of screaming in it usually. And Diego was in a band, Lorona, as I said, with a guy named Six. Very cool name, 2 X's on the end.
Dude.
And Six was engaged to a lady named Caroline. Okay, very hip chick. Very hip chick. Here's
can you blame her? I mean,
here's Six and Caroline.
Yeah.
They both have my least favorite piercing, which is the septum or whatever the center of your nose piercing is.
Yeah.
I think it makes anyone who looks decently attractive.
Bebop or Rocksteady piercing. Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
They always come in couples, those piercings. If one of them has them, the other one a lot of times has one.
Has them, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, here they are. They're a fun-loving couple. They've been in a relationship for a long time. And Diego is the lead singer of the band. That's Six.
Matching. matching purple hair, by the way, too. That's
Yeah, they got matching purple hair. They're really
They match everything. Yeah.
They match it all. Yeah, they anyway, Diego's the lead singer, and he told his buddies, he sent this to his buddies, hey guys, I'm sorry, the Rigid Project, and like I don't know if he's referring specifically to the rigidity of the project, or maybe something he called rigid because it's only a partial screenshot of a text conversation I had. But I'm sorry,
He calls Rigid Crotch.
The Rigid Project. I'm sorry, guys. The Rigid Project is over due to me saying some very uncomfortable and disrespectful things to Six and Caroline.
Whoa.
Such as giving Six estrogen and being obsessed with Caroline and hating Six while I was drunk. So I've been kicked out of Lorona and will no longer be in the scene.
So he did like the Wedding Crashers when he put like the eye drops in the guy's drink to get him sick, except he did it all the time with estrogen to make him a pussy. So he
Yes, it happened in another movie. It actually happens in Longest Yard, the remake of The Longest Yard. They do it to Kevin Nash. They replace his steroids with estrogen.
Great eye
kills your boners. You can't fuck her. Is
Makes
that
you
like
estrogen over?
He's moody. He's emotional.
yeah,
Let me
you won't
continue.
fuck her and
So
he's moody?
Let me continue so I can give you the specifics.
It's
So
sensitive. Yeah.
Hayden, who was in the group chat, said, "Oh, what the fuck?" And Zach said, "Damn, son." But then one of them said, "But wait a minute. Can you give a little bit more detail on what you mean exactly?"
Yeah.
And Diego continued, "I was really drunk, and I told Six and his fiancée that I was obsessed with her and had a deep hatred for Six and gave Six estrogen to get an edge on him, to get an edge up on him."
And then I told them everything.
Okay. So
That's metal, bro.
good on Will for remembering Longest Yard. That's heavily discussed in the Reddit post related to this situation. Great memory. I didn't put two and two together. Well, that's even probably a further reason that this is a plant of a story. Look, there's nothing.
It's a funny
on this.
gag in that movie.
It's a funny gag. So apparently Diego worked at a supplement shop. Okay. So he had access to pre-workout powders, right? And apparently he was hooking the band up. Let's get to the band's statement. So this is what went viral.
Six turned into a soft 4.
He turned into a soft 4. Well, look, Six, if I can find the specific. So this is Six. Where is Six? That's Six 6 months after eating estrogen unknowingly.
Oh.
There's him 6 months before. So
Holy
really all
shit.
that changed is his hair turned purple.
Well, and he's also wearing a star sticker on his face. I mean, it seems like he's a little bit softer. Yeah.
He looks softer
He
than me.
dyed his hair purple during the estrogen phase.
Yes, he did. That's true. Okay, so here's the statement from the band, and I want to preface this. There's nothing on this band, like zero. So like no recorded music. Their Instagram has come down, which is where this story came from originally. I sent this to a couple friends in Nashville, and they're like, never heard of these people. It's weird, but then again, I don't put it past people in today's social media landscape to make this sort of announcement. So it was a Notes app, big deal, big fucking deal, right? Notes app post to social media. Here we go. We've decided to part ways with our vocalist Diego due to the admission of very disturbing and concerning behavior towards one of the band members and their partner. He has admitted to being obsessed with said partner and has been attempting to sabotage their relationship by cutting pre-workouts he frequently gifts from his job with high amounts of estrogen to them. He's been attempting to force a transition onto him for the last 5 months in the hopes that would give him the opportunity to, quote, swoop in once he looked stronger and more manly in comparison. Stupid caveman mindset that makes zero sense. This tampering has caused confusion and thousands of dollars worth of medical bills the past month trying to figure out what was wrong, okay? We did not know, or we would not know any of this unless Diego had gotten way too intoxicated and ousted himself, and then stated an admission to all of this via text. That was the text that I was referencing earlier. There are many more disgusting details that have been left out for the sake of privacy and general censorship. As for Diego's response, which, by the way, we do not have what they're referencing, Diego's response, it cannot be further from the truth on the supplement side of things. The only sealed products he would provide were proteins, but the other products were always unsealed because they were tossed at his job if they couldn't sell, hence why it was free. Okay. Yeah, he also has easy access to steroids, estrogen, etc. This is now in the first person of 6. I'm going to see an endocrinologist over the next few months to track my hormonal fluctuations to see if my estrogen levels can go back to normal.
He needs to go to lasara.com/hardfactor. Get his
Hell
tea
yeah, they'll get him
replaced.
teed up.
Yeah.
10% off.
So, okay. If true, fucked up, but hilarious, right?
Very
Thinking to
funny.
yourself, how am I going to get it? Caroline, here's one of the reasons I think this is a plant, though. I want your take on it, listeners. But if I can find this, okay. So I don't have access to any of their social media because it's been blocked. But this is from Six's social media. And I'm going to read it on here. It is, my sweet, beautiful Caroline, this has been an amazing 6 months with you, and I'm excited to. That's all I have from the screenshot because it was someone else's screenshot of their
That's
post.
an estrogen-driven.
Yeah, it's either estrogen-driven or sounds like
his
bullshit.
name is. Look at his name. Bring it back up. His name is Rainbows.Butterflies.
Yeah, when did he change
Check out
that?
his name.
Yeah, from
Rainbows.butterflies _ When did he change that?
Dude,
Right?
6 with 2 X's is so much more badass than Rainbows.
It is way sexier. Anyway,
You think Diego's leaving around like unopened pickle jars to test them in front of Caroline? Oh, we got sandwiches again.
yeah, drink up, bro. Drink up. Drink
Who
up,
can
bro.
open it? Yeah.
So
Diego
anyway, we'll
Dennis.
bring you more on it. But again, like I've set up probably 10 bands in my life. The first thing you do is get all the social media handles for your band. Nothing, right? If they did anything where they're feeling like they need to address the scene, maybe they've had something going on. Chris Slate says, I've heard of him before. Maybe.
No, then he said most people probably have.
Most people have.
Right?
Oh,
Like
he's being cool. He's
yeah,
being
yeah.
a cool kid.
Listen,
I knew him before
I-
they changed, before they got
Before they transitioned.
I choose to
Transition on
believe
him.
it. I choose to believe the story.
Diabolical.
He didn't let it go very long. He got impatient, huh? Only 5 months.
He got
of
drunk,
estrogen.
apparently. He's a
Yeah.
big drinker.
Yeah. Well, that'll happen when you're like a steroid dealer and also trying to, I mean, he's got a lot of
Yeah,
pressure. A lot of
She won't
anger.
be sixes for long. What do you mean, Diego? Just wait, man. I'm just saying, just wait.
Wait till your titties grow out.
Just wait, man.
Yeah.
What does that
I got a
mean,
plan.
Diego? All right. Let's move on to the last story of the day. I promise you it's a horny woman who's in court. But first, some of the trends that are going on that we didn't talk about on this show. State of the Union address is going to be March 7th. Biden's preparing for that. Apparently going to talk about shrinkflation and corporate greed and whatnot. Dune 2 reviews are out. Very good. Jacob Rothschild died. Dr. Phil went on Joe Rogan. A lot of people talking about that. But the cream of the crop today is this horny woman on an airplane in Russia. And I need to say at the start of this segment that in no way at all am I condoning sexual harassment or assault of any kind in any way. That being said, as a
Sounds like
traveling,
yeah.
that
But-
being said, as a traveling single man, have you guys ever fantasized that you may hook up with the chick next to you on a flight? Maybe you were boozing a bit, in the terminal before the flight, you got sat next to each other and you're still flirting on the flight. I know it's happened at least once to me.
Dude,
But
define
the
fantasize.
four of us, Diego, and every other red-blooded male, yes.
Right. It happens. You're flirting
mean
with
like-
somebody. She's cute.
Nodded off and
Just sitting
got a
next to you.
rager.
Yeah.
Which,
Right,
Which,
you-
by the way, if you fly Southwest, if you land in the B's, that it's perfect situation because hot chicks are organized. They always check in early, have a window or an aisle seat. Right, like B30 is you can choose any middle seat you want. So just put that out there. If you like Will's scenario, you can always pick who you sit next to if you're flying solo. B30. Think
Yeah,
about it.
Southwest too is great. So you can even line it up so you can sit with the person you were chatting with in the terminal. So it's a fantasy. People have it. But on a recent 5-hour Pobeda Airlines flight from Antalya, Turkey to Moscow, Russia in November of 2023, that mile high, stranger sex fantasy that we've all had turned into a bit of a nightmare for one unnamed man sitting in the economy class of that plane. As the woman he was sitting next to, her name is Valeria, 29 years old. She was detained and fined upon arrival in Moscow for allegedly performing oral sex on her next seat neighbor on the plane without consent it's conflicting reports. Some people say he enjoyed it the whole time. Other people say he was trying to push her off at first, but ended up just going through with it. And full on oral sex.
He went through with it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, he got forced. She twisted his cock.
Oh, he went
Yeah,
through
he
with
couldn't
it.
say no.
Valerie is hot.
Valeria.
She was drunk, allegedly very drunk. This is from the people on the scene. Quote, she pulled down his trousers and committed violent acts of a sexual nature. Later, the neighbors stopped resisting. Okay, that's what this report says. All this happened in front of the flight attendants and other passengers. That was a report from the Russian outlet Gazeta.ru. And another Russian outlet noted that the, quote, intoxicated passenger was allowed to finish her sexual act once she started it, because the other passenger apparently was enjoying it by that time, which I guess is good for the victim.
Let her finish.
Right?
Just let her finish.
Yeah,
Let her cook.
All right, I'll let you finish. All right.
People were upset, but
It
they
could be
weren't
dangerous
upset
to
enough.
stop her.
Yeah, it couldn't.
Let's
they didn't
handle
want
the
to stop this
situation
guy's
after she
blowjob.
finishes.
Yeah,
Right. It's like if you get pierced by something, it's like, no, don't pull it out. Don't
I would
pull
have
it
been
out.
fighting people off to let her finish.
right. It was safer for the passengers and crew, West, to let her finish the forcible blowjob.
She's gonna tire herself out. Okay, she could be dangerous if we interrupt her
Don't
in the
touch
middle
her.
of it.
You're trying to open the overhead to like throw bags at them.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, they described it as violent, right? Like,
Yeah.
how could a blowjob be violent? Like, she must have been really intentionally going for that thing.
She was going for it, Pat. And there
Right.
was definitely families that were upset. But as Chris Slate's comments live, she's locked in, bro. Let her cook for real, for real. Yeah, there was lots of guys on the plane saying that. Like, you better, as Wes just mentioned, a lot of dudes getting upset if they.
It becomes like prison with a stabbing on a plane with guys in a blowjob. Like, I didn't see nothing. Eyes forward.
Yeah.
Nothing's going on back there.
Guy code. They're all high-fiving the victim. Anyways, again, the disclaimer, not condoning sexual assault here. She allegedly, Valeria, bragged about already being banned by another airline, Aeroflot, I guess is Russian. She then scratched the flight crew and smoked an e-cigarette despite repeated requests to refrain from smoking her e-cigarette on the plane as well. And to make matters even stranger, Valeria was filmed rummaging through a pile of her own like trash and shit that she pulled out of her bag, and then and then what's that, Mark?
For mouthwash, Will.
Yeah,
Dude, that was in her fucking bag.
all
What
this
was in
shit.
her. What was
all
in her
this shit on
bag
the
looks
floor.
like what would be on the ground if you dumped out a street trash can.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks
Chinese
like it looks
food.
like a raccoon packed her bag.
Yep.
Mhm.
There's like
It looks like your dog got into the trash. Is what it
sauce
looks like.
packets, sauce packets in there and whatnot. But there was also this crumpled up $100 American bill that she tried to bribe the crew with to not rat her out once they landed in Moscow. Take a look. Here, try to shove the 100. Hey, let me suck dicks on the plane. They're like, no, ma'am. And then she walks away drunkenly. Anyways,
She's
she
an
Well,
landed.
you always got to look
fucking
in
offer.
in a girl's bag before you hook up with her if she's a stranger. You always got to
More
take a
like
peek.
gonorrhea instead of Valeria. But you look, she's an angel. She's sucking off the passenger next to her. She's tipping the staff. I mean, she's really the perfect
He was
passenger.
probably nervous, afraid of flying, and she just helped him out.
Not nervous at all, Wes. I'll tell you that. Maybe that's the reason she acted out, but afterwards she was not apologetic.
No, he
While
was.
being escorted off the plane once they landed in Russia, to cheers from the other passengers, mostly the children that had to watch probably, by police at the Vunkovo International Airport in Moscow. She allegedly told the cops, quote, "I won't go anywhere with a sucker like you." And then Valeria later told Baza Media in Russia, quote, "Everything was fine. I had a good time on the plane." Well, that's a little more than that. So she didn't care at all. She said she was fined 500 rubles, aka $5.64 American. That's 94.36 less than the $100 bill she offered the flight crew to sweep her high-mile blowjob under the rug.
Wow.
So,
Well, that's it. That's gonna lead to a lot more blowjobs.
yeah,
If-
only
Yeah,
a
no
$5 fine.
Not
It's a
really.
shame she had to break
Not
that
bad.
100 though.
That's easy.
Despite
she
children watching the
20
entire
more.
sex show. Yeah.
She can do 19 more. Well, do you think back to the bro code? Do you think like some guy like faked a medical incident to distract the rest of the staff?
Hurry up, bro. Hurry up.
Get it done. Get it done.
Was it an aisle seat? Because an aisle seat's on a large plane, that's an issue. But like if it was like,
They probably had their own row.
60D.
They probably had their own row. I'd
Okay.
imagine. for everybody to watch and let it go on like that, like it's a Amsterdam sex show. Anyways,
Just throw a
Russian women
blanket
are
over 'em.
intense. That's what I learned from that story.
Yeah. She sounds like one of those chicks that's like got a tattoo and you're like, what does this mean? She doesn't know. And she's like, I just like to live for experiences.
And then she just forcibly sucks you off. Many
If
men
you see her in the airport, change your plans. Right.
Yeah. Change seats with someone.
Take a look at her ticket. Get on that.
Yeah,
flight.
hop on her flight if you want the most violent blowjob of all time. Again, the disclaimer, not condoning any sexual harassment or assault on this show. And that's the show. That's Hard Factor. Thank you all for listening and supporting the show. If you need more Hard Factor and you want to support the show, help us grow, help us keep going, go to patreon.com/Hard Factor. We have 3 bonus weekly episodes there every week. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking day.